The developers for Werewolf the Apocalypse had just dropped some new gameplay on the game, and after reviewing it, I'm here to talk. This is my first time doing this sort of thing, so if you guys could bear with me, that'd be awesome. On another note, I'd like to say that I'm still interested in getting the game. I'm not trying to bash it, and I want to get it because there's only a handful of games where you can play as the monster or aliens, such as Maneater and Destroy All Humans. I'd also like to add that this video is more opinion-based rather than factual-based, and with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay trailer and talk about it. After reviewing the gameplay trailer and reviewing other people's comments on the trailer, there are some controversies and concerns that people have about the game. A key element for most people when it comes to presenting a gameplay trailer involves graphics. Several people commented that the gameplay looked like it had Xbox 360 or PS3 graphics, and they wouldn't be wrong in that sense, as you can see here in this scene where there's all this machinery. Although the game certainly isn't up to par with Ghost of Tsushima or Cyberpunk, this is the developer's own way of making their own art style. Many people, including myself, I believe, felt like the game was quote-unquote cartoonish. I think part of this viewpoint comes from our high expectancy of technology, where we equate higher technology equals better graphics. And we can't really expect that because each developer has their own art style. Part of the reasoning may also be because we're used to receiving those high-end graphics that have every little detail in them. There are games, however, some in which will be coming out very soon, that have that sort of cartoonish look to it and will most likely play fundamentally well. There were games such as Maneater, soon to be Destroy All Humans, and then there was the Spyro trilogy. Another concern that I can point out is the enemy variety. Most of the fights seem to be with congregations of men whose hair are thinning.
It's not bald, it's thinning.
There is some enemy variety in the sense that there's some special ops, machine users, and monsters, but other than that, they pretty much feel and look all the same. This kind of leads me into another note where the trailer may have been a bit misleading. When it came to the cinematic trailer of the game, it made it seem like in the eyes of the werewolf, men and machine were all monsters. But when it came to the gameplay trailer, everybody just seemed to be normal. You can see in the trailer, for example, where the main protagonist is trying to sneak up on an enemy in wolf form, and it doesn't look like the person is a monster at all. They're just pretty much normal. I'm not sure what constitutes this transformation, but the game is still in early development, so who knows. In the gameplay trailer, it does point out some enemies highlighted in red, and maybe that signifies that they're going to be transforming. However, I would think that in wolf form, the wolf would think that all man-made stuff, humans, would be monsters themselves. Looking at it from another perspective, however, it would be kind of difficult to figure out how to manage this sort of transfer between human and monsters. So like if the main protagonist is in human form, would they see them as just regular humans? I'm not sure how they would go about doing that, so I can see the difficulty of transitioning from human to monster. With that being said, I'd like to move on and say that there were some things about the gameplay that were a little unexpected for me. Even though I wasn't expecting high graphics, there were some mechanics of the gameplay and playstyle that kind of surprised me. What I was expecting from the gameplay trailer was more of like an over-the-shoulder third-person playstyle where you're a little bit closer to the werewolf, so that way you can feel the power and feel like you're the werewolf a bit more, if that makes any sense. Now, when I say over-the-shoulder sort of playstyle, I say that in similarity to Resident Evil 3's remake. Another thing that I was kind of surprised that they hadn't shown was maybe more gore in the game, considering that the game is PEGI 18, and I've looked at the rating system and it shows that PEGI 18 is higher than rated M for mature. Throughout the trailer, there wasn't really many decapitations or people being ripped apart. It was just more of blood splatters, and it kind of falls more along the lines of like Skyrim sort of werewolf. Speaking of being similar to Skyrim, it does raise some questions of what it's going to be like in terms of what the mechanics are going to include. For example, there are things like the feeding mechanic from Skyrim. Are werewolves going to be able to feed to kind of regain some health or last longer in the werewolf form? Another question is, how is the transformation cinematic going to play out? Is it going to be sort of slow but powerful like in Skyrim, or is it just going to be quick and dirty so that way you can get into the fighting of the game? Another feature that might be worth questioning is the running system. Is it going to be similar to Skyrim, in which the running mechanic is sort of set behind the werewolf and there's a little bit of camera wobble to make it seem like you're running on all fours? In that sense, it would probably feel like you're gaining more of the speed of a werewolf that's hunting down its prey. Another gameplay mechanic that I noticed in the game trailer was the ragdolling mechanic. So the werewolf had picked somebody up and threw him at another person, but they kind of looked like they just hit a wall. I think we can agree that if they were to change it so that way the momentum would carry through with the other person, it would feel like there's more impact and power behind that throw. Overall, the game still seems pretty solid and tons of fun to play. I can't wait to see what they've got in store for us because they have plenty of time to make improvements. Hopefully they get a glimpse of this video and maybe get some ideas of what to implement into the game. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please post them down in the comment section. And if you guys did enjoy the video, please share the video so that way others can enjoy them as well. With that being said, StrayDevilFox is out. See you guys next time.